Super easy.
Hello, how you doing? Gonna make mushroom fried rice today. It's very, very simple. It's vegetarian, it's vegan. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. Okay, so rice. I've got 3 cups of basmati rice there cooked. That was cooked yesterday. It's been in the fridge, so I always advise not to use hot rice or warm rice. Cold rice always fries a bit better, I find. Mushrooms, you can see I've kind of got the same in volume. That's actually 250 grams. A tablespoon of soy, I'm using a light soy. Garlic, 1 tablespoon. 1 cup of onion, and 2 or 3 tablespoons there of green onions or spring onions or scallions even. Let's get moving. So you're going to need a large skillet or a wok type thing that I have here. The heat's on high. We're going to be cooking on high heat all the way. I've got 2 tablespoons of oil in there. I'm using a sunflower oil. You could use something different if you want. We've added that 1 cup of onion and the 1 tablespoon of chopped garlic. Now, if you wanted, you could be adding ginger to this as well. We're going to add a little bit of salt. Don't add too much salt because we're adding soy and that's quite salty. Black pepper, nice big pinch or 2 of that. 3 minutes, keep it moving. Beautiful. Next up, we're going to drop in our mushrooms, 250 grams. And you can see how I've cut my ones. I mean, you can cut them in slices if you want, or cut them really small, entirely up to you. We're going to go ahead and stay on the high heat for another 3 to 4 minutes. Fabulous. Next up, we're going to add that soy, just like a tablespoon of that. And just for 1 minute, fry that around. Fantastic. Okay, rice time. In goes my rice. Like I say, I like to use a cold rice cooked yesterday, put in the refrigerator. You know, it's kind of dries out a little bit. It's just a bit nicer, I think. Okay, stay on the high heat. We're going to fry this now for 4 to 5 minutes. Wonderful stuff. Off goes the heat. Green onions, spring onions, or scallions, whatever you want to call them. 1 more mix. Job done. That's beautiful. Okay, absolutely nothing to it. That is really, really easy.
Hello, how you doing? Look, today we're going to make this Chinese or Napa cabbage with oyster sauce and garlic. Really, really delicious. So, I've got about 2 tablespoons of oil there. I'm using sunflower. You can change that, no problem. Quite a lot of garlic here. There's like a heaped tablespoon of chopped garlic. It's a big flavor there. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of onion, cut nice and small. About the same of celery, and very thinly sliced carrots. Cut them nice and thin so they cook nice and quickly. You can see that right there. We're going to let that go for about 2 to 3 minutes on this kind of lively heat, stirring pretty much all the time. Next up, we're going to go with some salt and some black pepper. The amount is entirely up to you, just to taste. And then we're going to be adding our cabbage, our Napa or Chinese cabbage. I've got about 6 cups there, 5 or 6 cups in total, roughly cut. And we're going to stir fry that around for maybe about 3 to 4 minutes. Again, staying on this fairly high, lively heat. Very, very simple this. We're nearly done. It's really delicious. So next up, as you can see, that's kind of reduced down as it's cooked. We're now going to be adding a little bit of water. I've got there like half a cup of water, just not a lot really. 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. If you want to keep this vegan, you could opt out of that and maybe use a soy, like a light soy sauce or something, but the oyster sauce is delicious in this. A little stir in there. I like the cabbage to remain fairly, you know, the kind of end parts to be fairly crispy. I've got there like a handful of cilantro or coriander, and then a nice drizzle or two of a very nice nutty sesame oil. A little mix. If you want, you can drop in some fresh chili or something. That's entirely up to you. But for me, that's it. Job done. Simple, delicious.
Hello, how you doing? Look, today we're going to make this really simple eggplant with soy sauce. Really simple, super delicious. So I'm going to start in a pan with a little bit of oil. You can use any oil you want. We're on an above medium heat. Ginger there, about a tablespoon of that, and a tablespoon of garlic. You can see how I've cut both of them. You can slice the garlic and chop the ginger if you want to. And then a cup, or just under a cup of onion sliced. And off we go. We're going to go for about 4 minutes or so here. Very, very easy, this one, and delicious. So once the onions, garlic and ginger start to cook, we're then going to be adding in our eggplant. Eggplant, brinjal, aubergine, whatever you call it. You can see what I've done there, kind of cut it into those kind of chipped kind of slices. Again, cut it how you like. We're going to go with plenty of black pepper. I love that in here. We're not going to add any salt, of course, because we're going to be putting the soy in, and the soy is very, very salty. Okay, so above medium heat, keep going for about 4 to 5 minutes. I'll be tossing this around in the pan. So once they get to this kind of stage here, well, it's where I like them. You can cook them a bit longer if you want. We're going to add some soy sauce. I'm using a light soy, and I'm going to put in about 2-3 tablespoons. Along with that, I'm going to add some green onion tops. Maybe a bit of chili in here could be nice if you wanted. We're going to stir that around for 1 to 2 minutes. Job done. It's delicious. I hope you enjoy that. Hello, how you doing? Look, today we're going to make this really simple tofu with some ginger and soy. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. Okay, let's first take a look at our tofu. Now, it comes in different grades. When I say grades, like some of it's very kind of sloppy and kind of loose. The one that I'm going to use, because we're going to be frying, is firm. This is actually extra firm, so hard or firm. You know, if you want something that's kind of, you know, not liquidy. That's inside there is going to be our tofu. It's going to be in water. What we're going to do is just take it out of the water and just press it just for, you know, like 5 or 6 minutes, just to kind of get any moisture from it. You can then cut it however you want. And as you can see, there's my tofu now. Cut it into this sort of shape. What we're going to do is get to the cooker, and we're going to fry this off in some oil. If you want, you can air fry this if you want to be a little bit more healthy. You can use any type of oil that you want. I'm using a sunflower oil here. And I'm going to shallow fry, but you can deep fry as well. Just heating that up, we're simply going to drop the tofu in. Let me grab a piece. It just goes in. And we're going to flip it over for about 5 minutes or so. It will go a kind of golden-ish brown. Very simple. Okay, we're now going to take them out. You can see they're nice and golden brown. They'll be nice and soft in the middle. We're going to set them aside. You can put them on some paper towel if you want to get rid of any excess oil. And like I say, if you wanted, you could actually air fry these if you don't want to be using that much oil at all. It works out really nicely, quite quick as well. Just sort of about sort of 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, about 180 in my air fryer. But that's it, beautiful stuff. Look at that, nice. So what I've done now is I've reduced the oil down dramatically. It's got a little bit of that oil that we fried the tofu in. If you air fried it, just add a little bit of oil. We're going to start off by adding 1 cup of onion in there. And here I've got some ginger, about 1 inch or so, you know, that sort of size. And then cut it into thin strips. Okay, just put the heat on. We're on a high heat. Let that go just by itself for about 4 minutes. Stir often. And then very simply, we're going to add our tofu. I'm going to add some black pepper. I'm not going to be adding salt because we're going to be adding soy sauce to this, which I find salty enough. Now, if you wanted, you could have added garlic to this as well. I'm just going with the onions and the ginger today. We're going to flip this around for about another 3 minutes. Again, high heat, stirring pretty much all of the time. Fabulous stuff. Next up, the soy sauce. About 3 tablespoons. I'm using a light soy. You can turn the heat off now and just go with the heat in the pan. Flip that around. Beautiful. Okay, there you go. Really, really simple. I'll just finish it off with a little bit of green onion on the top. So simple, so delicious. Nice little side dish there. So I've bought some fresh noodles in a pack here. What I'm going to do is just follow the instructions on them and just cook them for a few minutes, but all noodles are quite different. Let's get moving. 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil in there in my wok, getting that nice and hot. 1 tablespoon of ginger and 1 tablespoon of garlic, sliced up beautifully, nice and hot. Spin that around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some onion. I'm using a white onion today, 1 cup of that. We're going to cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. That's just got a little head start on everything else. Let's take a look at our vegetables. I've got carrots, green beans, sugar snaps, and broccoli here. Half a cup each, I would imagine. The selection of vegetables obviously is entirely up to you. Let's get some salt in the mix and some black pepper. But by the way, we've still got a couple more vegetables to go here, just not adding them just yet. Stir fry this around 3 to 4 minutes. Keep it moving pretty much all of the time. Wonderful stuff. Next up, I'm going to add about a cup or just under a cup of bell peppers. Fairly chunky cut, and get them in. Give them a little spin for a minute or so. I've got about a cup or about the same again of some fresh white mushrooms. And again, let's just go for 90 seconds. Looking fabulous. Noodle time, so in go all of my noodles. There's about 6 or 7 cups of noodles in total once they're cooked. Like I say, what you want to do is look at the packet because there's so many different types of noodles, and just follow the instructions on, drain them off, and then off you go. We need to mix this in and mix this in and mix this in. I'm going to go for about 3 to 4 minutes now. Quarter cup of water, just a little bit of water just to kind of help it steam out there a little bit now. A light soy sauce is going to go in now, about 2 tablespoons, and about 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. You can adjust the soy and the oyster sauce as much as you like, actually. Okay, we're going to be mixing this in and mixing this in. What I like to do sometimes is use 2 spoons to get in there and kind of toss it around. It's a bit sort of easier. About 4 minutes. Any selection of vegetables that you like. Super, super easy and absolutely delicious. Green onions if you want, entirely up to you. Hope you enjoy that. Keep safe, keep well. I'll see you soon. Lots of love.